Welcome. We're back. Crazy day. Finally, I'm saying crazy in a good way. We had a lot of crazy bad days last week with the market volatility, but the bulls stepped up today. And from crypto to stocks, pretty much most equities or just tradable assets, I guess aside from metals, a pretty good day today. A really, really good day today, actually. You're seeing the title of the stream. It's not a lie. It's not clickbait. It's just the truth. All this trading day, every single trade is currently in profit. We're going to take a look at the trades in a second, but before we get into the specific ones, let's talk about Bitcoin and futures. Just start things off, and we talk about the market a little bit, and then we're going to go into the specifics on the trades. Bitcoin, I put out a trade setup on Bitcoin last night, and that is currently up, I think 9%. So since I posted this trade on Bitcoin, it's up 9%. There was a bullish butterfly harmonic pattern, a falling wedge, triple classic bullish divergence, and it never got to the technical entry of the trade, but I did say in the Discord that you should put in a starter right when I posted it, just in case that the divergence played out right away, which is exactly what happened on Bitcoin. Very nice day today. Currently the trade's up 9%. So good stuff on Bitcoin today. Let's go look at futures. They're down just a little bit, not too much, 0.1%, really not that much. But just watch them overnight because you had a crazy day in the market today. This was our first time looking through my watch list, at least for the first half of the day. Pretty much every single thing on my watch list was green, except for Fisker, which we're going to be talking about as well. But yeah, it was just the bulls really stepped up today. I think there was a 2.5% day for the S&P 500 at the session highs, almost 3%. I really don't think that this was technical. I think it was a lot of yes, you were definitely oversold last week, but I really just think with the whole entire stimulus news over the weekend, Johnson & Johnson vaccine approval, I guess, from the FDA, and just the bulls were able to step up with those catalysts, and you just had a very reflex rally. You literally almost recovered pretty much last week's loss in about one day, which is crazy for sure. And yeah, it was awesome for pretty much every single one of the trades, which we're going to get to in a second. In terms of my thoughts on the market going into tomorrow and the rest of the week, I do think we're going to continue to see volatility. I don't think every single day is going to be like today. In terms of the market this week, I don't think we're going to see a 2.5% day on the S&P every single day. That just doesn't really happen. Let me fix the overlay real quick. But today was great. It was a good sigh of relief after a very weird 2 weeks in the market to get a nice strong day like that. Again, it's not really about, this is what Mitch Ray says, it's not really about the breakout itself, it's about the follow through price action. You did have a technical breakout to the downside on the market, but you never got followed through price action. It was never confirmed by the market participants that you were heading south. Instead, the reverse happened, where it was a fake out. Just like you had the fake out over here at the end of January, you also had a fake out at the end of February. So it might just be, I don't know, basically in the final week of January and in the final week of February, you just had a bad week. Maybe just institutions rebalancing portfolios, maybe seasonal selling, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we're pretty much about a year into the market after the COVID crash. And I do believe that somebody said historically March is one of the best months for the market. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, definitely nice shirt, FTM shirt. I'm also wearing the FTM hat. But yeah, in terms of the S&P 500, we'll see what happens. I'm just taking it day by day. I can see continuation to the upside since you bounced kind of off the bottom of the channel. I can also see you run back to the bottom of the channel. As long as you're in the channel, I really don't care. It can come back down to the bottom of the channel. I'll still be fine. As long as you're in the channel, I'm comfortable. And thankfully, we were able to stay in it. Today was a very make or break day for the market, and the bulls took control, which I did like to see. But, futures are currently down a little bit. So when you have a crazy day like you did today, profit taking can easily happen within the next couple of days. So just keep that in mind. Don't get cocky because the market had one really green day. Remember what the last 2 weeks looked like with all the volatility. And yeah, just don't get too ahead of yourself. The gains were insane today. I had a great day today, but a lot of unrealized profits, waiting on trades to hit targets and stuff like that. That's my thoughts on Bitcoin and the market. Bitcoin looks good, trade's already up, and then the market I can see going either way. I'm just taking it day by day, managing risk, and whatever happens, happens. I really can't give you a direct answer because you're right in the middle of the channel at this point. It's not like you're at the top of the channel where every time you get to the top you fall down in the market, and it's not like you're at the bottom of the channel where pretty much every single time it's bounced. That's my thoughts on the S&P 500. Let's go take a look at the trades. You know what? We have almost 50 people in here. Drop a 1 in the chat if you had a good day in the market today. Just drop the number 1. If you had a bad day in the market today, drop the number 2. See how everybody did today. Every single trade was up, so if you're in any of the ongoing trades, I'm pretty sure you would have had a good day today, unless you have like your own personal trades that didn't pan out too well. But it was a very strong day, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. A lot of ones coming in the chat, so it just looks like most people had a good day. If you did not have a good day, that happens all the time, right? You're not always going to have a good day when everybody else has a good day. It really depends on what trades you're in, so don't freak out if you didn't have a good day. You're in the right place. All you gotta do is learn, improve. That's what the whole entire free trading movement is about. But to everybody who did have a good day, congratulations. And I hope that for a lot of you, you know, if you had some losses in the last couple of weeks, you're able to make a good amount back, if not recover, because that was a very strong move for one day. That pretty much covers everything. Pretty much only ones in the chat right now, so great job, everybody. So yeah, let's talk about the trades. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the free trading movement. Make sure to subscribe. We're currently at 2250 subscribers. Let's get to 2300 this week. If you're not subscribed, literally I put out 15 trades that are ongoing, and every single one of them is in profit. It's technically, just for today, it's not always, but just for today, technically free money. I'm not charging $1 for any of these trades, for the streams, for the education, free trading movement, okay? Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip, just if you want to, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. And if you want to get some merchandise like this shirt or this hat with the free trading movement logo on it, we have other designs as well. That's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. So a lot of ones in the chat. Let's go talk about the trades and how well they did today. And this is the best day I've ever seen the sheet. And if you don't know what sheet I'm talking about, let me show you real quick. It's literally completely green, which is awesome. I mean, it's probably not going to end the week like this. There's probably going to be a couple trades that just don't pan out. Who knows what, you know, the rest of the week has to hold, but best start to the week ever. Potentially the best day for the trades ever. Every single ongoing trade is in profit, with CCIV being up 10%, HYLN being up 10%. That had a huge move today, like an 8% day. This one did technically get stopped out, but I did say in the Discord that it never confirmed a breakout to the downside, so you could have just re-entered pretty much at the same price. Bitcoin trade is up 8%, TD up 7%, BNT, I posted this last night, up 7%. Boeing had a pretty, I think there might have been some news or something. I saw Boeing on CNBC was covering it. That's up 7%, had a great day as well. Apple, I think it's up 5% now. It's up almost like 1% after hours. I also posted the Apple trade last night. If you were in Apple calls, they really flew today. I'm pretty much doubled my money on the calls I got for Apple right at open this morning. I just picked up some calls. By the end of the day, they pretty much doubled. So yeah, huge move. It's only up 4%, but you know, the options on Apple, if you get a 4% move in one day or a 5% day on Apple, the options just go through the roof. So hopefully some people here were in those options and made some money. SDC up 4%, BlackBerry up 4%. XL up 5%, had a good day today, finally bounced again. Palantir 5%, USR 4%. This is getting repetitive, but I got to give justice to all the trades. FEYE, I posted that today, it's up 3%, although it was up 5% at one point. It had a very quick, like literally an hour after I posted it, it went up 5%. Then it did pull back 2% towards the end of the day. UWMC, when the market closed, it was up 1%, but it went up 2% more after hours, so it's up 3%. And I also posted KNDI today, that's up 2%. So every single trade is in profit. There is proof of every single one of these trades. If you go to my timestamped page, which is available on the website, freetradingmovement.com, you can see all the proof here. Huge day. Hopefully you enjoyed at least one of the trades, if not multiple trades. That's what the free trading movement's about. Remember, even though there was a couple of rough weeks, you want to be managing your risk so that even on the red days, you're only losing a little amount. But then on the green days like today, like you're just home run after home run after home run on days like today. So really happy about how the trades went. If you're happy as well, just, if you want to support what I'm doing, I already said how you can support, like button and subscribe button. And if you want to send a tip, pinned comment in the chat. But let's go to the charts and let's talk about all of these trades specifically. After we talk about them specifically, we can do the chat requests. And then if you do send a tip, any tip $3 or higher, I'll also give you like a priority review of your ticker. But yeah, let's go head back over to the charts. Awesome day. Still just a lot of ones in the chat. Nice. Yeah, let's get to 30 likes as well. Come on. On a day like today, I want to see 30 likes in the stream right off the bat. I like the likes. Alright, everything is good. I feel like the music might be a little bit loud. If it is, just let me know in the chat. But yeah, let's start off. Let's just go from the top to the bottom, I guess. Start off with UWMC. This one had a flat day. It opened up really, really strongly. It was up like 4 or 5%, and then just pulled back majorly in the afternoon. And then after hours, it went up 2%. It's still just kind of consolidating at the PCZ, but hey, at least it's not dropping, because literally all it's done in the last month, or pretty much the whole entire year, has just been dropped like most days except for a few. And at least instead of just going straight down, it's finally just going sideways. Okay, but you do have the divergence. You're at the PCZ still. Nothing's changed on the trade, but yes, you did pull back because I think this trade was up like 6% at the high of the day. Let me just verify that. Yeah, it was up 6% in the morning. Now it's only up, well, it went up 2% after hours. It's up like 3% right now. That's UWMC. FEYE, I posted this trade today, and it went up like 5% hour after I posted it. Yeah, it's just, you're showing classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour where the price has been going down, but the MACD went up. You have like a bull flag. On the daily, you have potential hidden bullish divergence right over here. And it's at a historical support. It was your previous resistance pretty much all of last year, or no, for multiple years. So like the last 4 years, it's been using pretty much $19 as resistance, but today it used as support, which is very, very important. Apple, I was really bullish on this one. This is the first thing I bought this morning. Right when the market opened, I got into Apple calls. They doubled by the end of the day. So I made a nice trade right there. I'm still in the trade, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. And yeah, you were just at an upsloping demand line support. You already bounced off of it on this wick, and then you were at a horizontal support. And the market was obviously doing very nicely, and Apple's pretty much in all of the tech indexes. Apple had a huge day, pretty much just went up the whole entire day. It closed at session highs. It went up another 1%, almost 1% after hours. Very happy about the move on Apple. KNDI, I also posted this today. It trades up 2%. Have double bottom off of the 200-day moving average. Your second bottom, you bounced off the 200-day moving average with some potential class B classic bullish divergence where you pretty much made the same low with the higher low on your MACD. Then CCIV. This one was like pretty much even today. It was up in the morning initially, but then it pulled back. Here's my concern with CCIV. Let me go on the 1 hour. It kind of looks like a bear flag, and I did alert the Discord of this today. The trade is still up 10%. It's up 10% in profit. At one point, this trade was up, well, at 3 different times, this trade was up 18%. It keeps on coming up to like 32.50 and then pulling back. It's done that 3 times. So it's been up 18% multiple times. Now it's up 10% or 11%. It just kind of looks like a bear flag. So just take caution if it really starts, falling down from here. You could see it go all the way back to like 27.50 if it cannot hold these levels. Palantir also had a 4% day. This trade is up 4 hour. Palantir is up 5%. I posted this, I believe, on Friday. It was just at a support with some potential hidden bullish divergence. And that divergence is very close to confirming. Still very bullish on Palantir. Nice start to the trade. HYLN had a huge day today. Now this one, yes, it technically got stopped out on Friday. It did fall under it. Remember, it's not about just falling under and then coming right back over, because then you're pretty much holding the support. It's about where the candle closes. You've never got a candle close around the stop loss area. So I said on the stream on Friday, and I also said in the Discord this morning before HYLN went up. It was up like 2% in the morning. I said, it's still fine. You're still at the support. I gave some reassurance right there. And then in like 10 minutes in the afternoon, it had like a crazy 8% move. It had an 11% day today. So this trade's up like 10%. BlackBerry had a 9% day. This one's super volatile. Last week, this trade was up 16%. Then it went all the way down to negative 4%. And now it's back up 4%. So it's kind of all over the place. If I'm being honest, just a lot of volatility on all the Wall Street bet stocks, which is not the reason I posted it. I literally just posted because of the technicals. XL, other thing that had a good day today. This trade at one point was up 12%. Now it's up 4%, even though on Friday it was like at a loss. A lot of volatility on these trades just because the market is volatile, right? SDC had a flat day today, even though in the morning had a very nice move, but then it pulled back in the afternoon. At one point this trade was up 14%. Now this trade's up 3%. Let's go, Borrow San, if that's how you pronounce it, or Borrow Sun. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, with the $20 donation. Thanks for all the great trades you kick. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for the 20. Let me fix my audio real quick. Yeah, appreciate the 20 bucks. If anybody else wants to send a tip or get some merchandise, that's the pinned comment in the chat. Cheddar Freeze dropping the fire emojis in the chat. Trades just, I mean, most stocks are up today, to be fair, but a lot of people that do what I do were not posting trades last week because of the market volatility. I just saw opportunity on specific stocks, and I put out trades, and every single one of those trades is currently in profit. So I'm happy I got some trades out that definitely can recover losses because there was a pretty bad week 2 weeks ago. And then yeah, on SDC, you're holding this domain line. As long as you're over $11 on SDC, you're good. DD was up 5% today. This trade is currently up 8%. I think I actually need to put it up more on the sheet. I need to check that after the stream. Falling wedge, divergence, played out perfectly. Just pulled back with the market one day last week, but it's going according to plan. Aside from that one day, trades up 8%. It is at a resistance right now, so keep that in mind. It was kind of new candle highs in 2019. 73.50 is a little resistance area, but this trade's doing very nicely. Boeing had a 6% day today, which is pretty good for Boeing. Trades up 7%. It just pivoted. I mean, I'm very glad because it was showing some bearish divergence that actually confirmed. But I don't know if there was like a catalyst or something. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. There was just so much going on. But it just had a very strong day. I know CNBC was talking about it. Trades up 7%. As long as you're over 223, you're good. You close right above it. QSR had a 2% day. It was the double bottom with the classic bullish divergence. Again, just like Boeing, it was showing some bearish divergence on Friday, but today with the market doing so well, that got canceled out, which I'm also very happy about. This trade's up 4%. It is right under a resistance, which is 61.45. Where's that from? Okay, so it's like from this candle low right here. I've like charted, oh yeah, this low right here as well. So yeah, it's at a resistance. We'll see what happens with QSR. And then BNT, which is a crypto trade. Wow, I also need to update this on the sheet. This trade is now up 11%. Somebody in the chat last night requested this in the stream. Whoever that was, thank you very much. Let me put the audio down a little bit, the music. Somebody requested this in the stream. I charted it and it looked amazing with the falling wedge and classic bullish divergence. I literally posted it live on the stream last night, and within 24 hours since I posted it, it's up 11%. This is a crypto trade. So there you have it for the 56 people in here. Hopefully you were in on one of these trades. Every single one of them is in profit. Tried my best, and thankfully this time around it worked out. Again, just because all the trades are up does not mean that it's the biggest success of all time. Not get cocky. The market definitely humbles a lot of people every single day. Manage your risk. Be smart. Yes, be happy that the trades are all doing very, very well, but don't be happy to the point where you're greedy. Greed is not good. Even if the market is up again tomorrow, just remember things can change within minutes, like we saw multiple times last week. So just take it hour by hour, day by day. Manage your risk. Don't be scared to trade, but but trade smartly. Trade off of supports, trade off of an idea, have a plan when you're going into a trade. Don't just do it randomly because the market's up 2.5%, just market buying all over the place, because then when a bad day comes along, you're going to get wrecked. So just be smart about it, consistent, don't get cocky. Although today was a great day, just being straightforward. And yeah, that recaps the market, recaps Bitcoin, recaps all of the trades. Hopefully that helped. And I mean, we have 15 trades currently, and it's the first day of the week, so I don't know if I'm going to continue adding trades. It just depends if I find something that looks good. If I find something that looks good, I share it. And that's really what it's all about. I use what I've learned in the past year of dedicating my life to this to try and help other people. And most of the time it works out, and I'm glad that everything's going so well. Thank you all so much for all the support. It would be, because before I actually started posting stuff, like I was enjoying all these trades by myself, but it does not feel nearly as good to enjoy all these trades by myself than it does sharing it with 2,200 subscribers, 1,500 Discord members, 6,000 Twitter followers. Like, it just feels awesome to know that not only are these trades making myself money, but also I can just share it with other people for free, make them money as well. That's like the best part about it, knowing that I'm helping out other people to the best of my ability. Not always. Sometimes I mess up. I'm not a perfect trader. I've never said I am. But, on the days like this, I just do feel grateful that you all gave me this platform to try my best to share what I've learned. Does that make sense? Good. But yeah, that recaps everything from the day. Hit that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button. Let me see how many subscribers we're at right now. I want to get 2,300 this week. We're at 2,261. Yeah, the community is awesome. It's growing like crazy. I think we've gotten like pretty much we're averaging like 150 subscribers a week, which is crazy. Thank you to all the new subscribers. So yeah, if you want to send me a tip or get some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. Let's keep the show rolling. That's just pretty much my thoughts on everything from today, from the trades, from the market, from Bitcoin. Yeah, how long are we into the stream right now? Only 27 minutes, so that's a pretty quick recap. Even though there was a lot I talked about, I do talk pretty quickly, I think. So, just an update with Bitcoin, really hasn't moved too much. Trade's still up like 9%. And then futures, they're down a little bit, but it's really not that much at all. It's like not even 0.1%. It's 0.08%. Barrow-san says, love the Discord, lots of great stuff. Glad to hear that. Put a lot of work into it, and it's not just me, it's all the moderators in the Discord helping me out. Thank them as well. And then also just thank the community, all the members for being so awesome. And yeah, that recaps everything. If you want me to take a look at a chart, I think we can do the chat requests now. Remember, if you're requesting me something, please don't request something that was up 55% today, because I'm just going to skip the chart. It's not how I trade. Don't take it personally. And also, if you request me something that has like no data on the chart, like it IPO'd last week or something, I really can't give you an answer either, because there's not enough data for me to analyze. So yeah, you can drop some tickers in the chat. If you really want me to look at something right away, any tip $3 or higher, and I'll like look at it the second you tip me, right after I finish whatever I'm looking at. So yeah, let's get to these tickers in the chat. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. And yeah, I got a really busy day tomorrow, so probably need to sleep a little bit earlier tonight. Rocket was up very nicely after hours. But let's start adding these tickers to the watch list. Oh, and also on the tip page, a lot of people were confused with the old layout of the tip page. It was just kind of all over the place. So over the weekend, I updated the tip page to literally make it as simple as possible. It's like literally on the left, it says tips, and then on the right is the merchandise. So if you click the pinned comment in the chat, within seconds, if you choose to, oh, well, that's great timing. Ty just did it right now. Ty, thank you very much for getting the FTM hoodie. Great timing, I was just talking about it. It's a much more fluid and quicker process if you do choose to support the stream. I just kind of updated the whole entire layout of the website over the weekend. Ty, thank you very much for purchasing the FTM hoodie. I hope you enjoy it. The black one's like the least popular version of the hoodie, so you got like a rare one. Enjoy the hoodie. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Did we talk about Clover? Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's talk about Clover. Right before we get into any of the ticker requests, let's talk about Clover. Let me just add all these tickers onto my watch list, and let's talk about Clover earnings today. Definitely need to. It's not an official trade. Clover, the official trade already got stopped out like a week, 2 weeks ago maybe, or last week. I'm only gonna do one of the tickers if somebody requests more than one, just to make it fair. Sorry. And Clover had earnings today, and I know just a lot of people from the community are in Clover. I'm personally also in Clover, so I definitely will cover it. Here, cover it first. Somebody already said NNDM, EO, TP, and BNGO. All right. So let's go to Clover before anything else. And the audio is not glitching out. All right, so before we even talk about the technicals on Clover, they had earnings, their financial release today, and then they also had their conference call. So I listened to the whole entire conference call, and I also read the whole entire earnings article. My thoughts on it, I think the numbers were good. I mean, yes, they were operating at a higher loss, but they're trying to scale up the company. They're trying to grow. They're trying to, you know, diversify their plan in terms of getting more customers, creating more, you know, users of their insurance. So I'm fine with that. It wasn't like a huge loss compared to, I believe, last year's, but revenue was up, profit margin was up, I believe. User growth was up like 40%, if I'm not mistaken, like around 40%. And yeah, most of their numbers were good, exceeded expectations. On paper, it looked great. And I think that's why, like, literally right when the financial statement came out, there was like another 10% move right away. It went up to like 11.50 after hours. But then it started fading, and it just continued fading pretty much the rest of after hours. During the call, I don't think a lot of people were happy with how they were answering questions, I guess. And it ended up going all the way from $11.50 down to like $9.90, and then it closed pretty much around $10. But believe it or not, with everything overall, Clover literally after hours closed right about where it opened in the morning. So with all of the going up 20% at one point today, going down like 2% after hours, at the end of everything, Clover pretty much just closed right where it opened in the morning, which is still higher than it was on Friday, because on Friday it was like $9. So I just think that the whole entire float on Clover is a lot of, I'm going to say this in the most straightforward manner, because I've looked at the Webull comment section, I've looked at Twitter, I spent a lot of time looking at social media to see what other people think about stocks. A large majority of the Clover float is literally emotional retail traders, and I might get hate for that. It's just what I've seen. I can literally provide you hundreds of examples of it if I just go on Twitter and look up the ticker CLOV. I can also go on Webull and go to the comments section. People freak out if it drops 1%. Obviously, it's dropped a lot more than 1% in the last month, but it's just a lot of bag holders who pretty much jumped into Clover at $17 without a plan and are just bag holding. They never had a stop loss. They're continuing to bag hold, and their plans are pretty much sell on every single bounce because they're down so much. So when you have a float that is that emotional, that has that many bag holders, like on Webull, the average cost is like $12.40, which is what, 25% above where it closed today. When you have so many people at a loss, it changes their psychology, where they stop thinking about the earnings and the chart, and they only care about the money that they lost. They want to get that money back, like anybody would. So whenever you see like these momentum moves to the downside, they kind of multiply because people are getting scared. And I think that's just a major reason why it fell. Also, I kind of found it funny that in the earnings call, they said that they're not expecting to make profit this year. And literally the second that the person said that during the call, it dropped like 5%. People don't even read. Literally, they said this, I think in October, they said that they're not expecting profit until 2023. They're a very new company. They need to scale. They need to grow their audience. There are many companies that are not going to be having profit for years that are doing very well. Fisker, QS, that just went up like 50% in the last month. So it's frustrating. I know I'm still in. I have not sold any Clover at all, and that's not financial advice. That is just me being completely honest with you. I think it's just going to require patience. You definitely can go lower before you go higher. I've always been very clear about that, and that's pretty much what happened. But I don't think earnings were the end of the world. I think people overreacted. That's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. And then tomorrow on Clover, you have the Clover Assistant presentation. I don't really know what that's going to entail. Obviously, they're going to be talking about their platform for doctors to use, like the app or website or whatever it's going to be, I believe. I might be wrong. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow, how people react to it. And I don't know, maybe some price targets this week. A lot of stocks tend to get price targets right around earnings. Maybe we get some more price targets, even though it's already gotten good price targets. Like everything aside from the whole entire Hindenburg report and DOJ investigation, which I would assume is already priced in, is fine. Some Kenny with the $20 donation. What up, champion vibe? Thanks for all you do. Talk dirty to me about CMPS when you have the chance. Psychedelic play. Yeah, I'll take a look at CMPS. Appreciate the $20. Some Kenny. Thank you for all the tips tonight. If anybody else wants to send a tip or get some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. Thank you very much for the 20, some Kenny. I will definitely take a look at CMPS right after I'm done with Clover. And then after we look at his request, we'll look at all the chat requests from before. I'm just really trying to do an in-depth talk on Clover because I know a lot of people here are in on it. And yeah, with all that being said, the good things are I think the earnings numbers were good. You also have a conference tomorrow for their Clover Assistant. The bad things are the Hindenburg report, which I think is already priced in with this whole entire move down. And then the other bad thing is the DOJ, Department of Justice investigation, which was also tied into the Hindenburg report, which again, I think could also be priced in, and I'm sure they're working on a resolution, or I'd hope they are, but that'll work itself out one way or the other. In terms of the technicals, Clover literally broke out before the market closed. I posted it on Twitter and I talked about it in the Discord. It broke out of the falling wedge. You have the confirmed divergence. The chart looks amazing. Again, there's great variables. The earnings numbers were good. Chart looks good. Issue on Clover is literally the people that are trading it, in my opinion. And it's just not a healthy environment in terms of the flow. So I do think that once a lot of the weak hands are shaken out, I mean, not even weak hands, once a lot of the bag holders are able to get some of their money back, right? I do think you can see a nice movement. Stocks trade better when people are in profit. Stocks do not trade better when people are down 35%, because then they trade emotionally. They're not trading strategically. Just keep all that in mind. In terms of the technicals, as long as you're over $9.90, you're good, because that was your support from like the SPAC redemption share price stays over here. As long as you're over $9.90, you're good. You have confirmed divergence. As long as the market participants want it to move, it can go crazy. It has a 31% short volume ratio, which is pretty high. It can literally short squeeze, but all of this depends on people trading it. None of this matters if people continue to sell off every single bounce. Now with Clover, hopefully it helped, because I know a lot of people here are in on it. And yeah, so let's go take a look at CMPS for some Kenny. As soon as we're done with that, we're going to go through all the ticker requests that were dropped in the chat earlier. I think we have a couple more in here. ARAY, earn. All right, let's go look at CMPS for some Kenny. Right over here, Compass. So looks like I've already charted it. Let me go on the daily maybe. There's not a lot of data on the chart, I'm going to be honest with you. But your support, it looks like, is $45, which was your resistance over here. And then your candle low right over here on Friday. You use it as support on Friday. And then your resistance, I would honestly say something just around like $60 from like this high over here. That's your major resistance. Even this one, I'm just going to put a rectangle there to kind of make it a little bit more clear. Just like this zone would be like your resistance zone. Let me make it orange. So you are towards the bottom of a range. You don't have any divergence because you made a higher low on the price and on the MACD. check out the 4-hour. You do actually have hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour though, on both your MACD and your RSI. So hidden bullish divergence implies continuation to the upside in its movement. So you have hidden bullish divergence on your MACD and RSI, which is developing. As long as you're above 45, you're good. But again, that is like a 10% room to the downside just to get to your major support. And then earnings, according to TradingView, and TradingView is definitely wrong sometimes, according to TradingView, earnings are on Wednesday. If that is true, that would matter much more than the chart, because that's just how earnings work. It can affect the price in either way or not. So just keep all that in mind. Support 45, resistance pretty much like around $60, maybe a little bit under, like the upper 50s. Not much of a pattern on the 4-hour, just a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, that's really the best I can do with this much data on the chart. There's just not a lot of data for me to work with. I guess you could also look at it like a demand line, right? It's showing this demand line. And as long as you're holding this demand line, you're technically in an uptrend. So there's CMPS link again for the 20. If anybody else wants to send a tip or get some merch, like the shirt I'm wearing or the hat I'm wearing, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. So yeah, let's get to the ticker requests. Let's see if there's any questions. If you have any knowledge on NFTs, yeah, non-fungible tokens, I've read up on them. I like them. I think some of them will work great, some of them will fail, just like any new emerging market. Basically, for anybody who don't know what they are, how's like the way for me to make it simple? You got it, Kenny. They're basically digital collectible items that you can pay for with cryptocurrency, and I guess they're all unique, so it's not like you can just take a screenshot of an NFT and you're gonna have it. No, you need like the actual, I guess, code for the NFT or however that works. I'm not too sure. Yeah, they're just like, just imagine a sports card but digital, and it could be about anything that you want it to be, and the people decide the value. That's my interpretation of NFTs. A lot of influencers talking about them quite a bit. I think we have a couple new tickers. So we had Kern, and then Ola, the IAC. Alright, got some water and let's go through all these tickers. Hit that like button. Let's get a 50 likes real quick. What did Rocket go to after hours? Let me check. It went to $26.10. So it's pretty much right over here. I'm gonna make it a white line. Okay, so this white line is where Rocket is currently at after hours. Remember, I did put out a trade on Rocket about 2 weeks ago. It hit the target. It hit the target on Friday morning, I think. They crushed their earnings. They released a special dividend. I've literally been saying for months that I love Rocket as a company. It's undervalued. It was pretty much in a Wyckoff accumulation range, and it's broken out after hours. We'll see if it holds tomorrow. If this breakout is true, I think this could, and this is completely opinion, and I am definitely biased because I just like their company. I do think that it spent literally, you know, what, 5 months consolidating this channel. If you break out to the upside, I think you can see an uptrend very, very easily as long as you hold over 24. As long as you're over 24, Rocket is bullish. 24 will be your support right now, which you just broke out of. As long as you're over 24, you're bullish. Your next resistance is $30, literally. So it is going to be volatile because there's not a lot of support resistance right here, but support 24, resistance 30. Yeah, that's Rocket. I think we got a couple more. VISL. And again, if you request something that's up like crazy, I'm not going to be able to really give you an answer. How you doing, BSC? SNDL. That was the first one. I was in the first one, but that was up there. All right, WWR. What alert just went off? Futures are down. I just got an alert for futures. They're down 0.25%. Not great. But remember, the market was up like crazy today, so that's not a surprise. I just got the alert on TradingView. Wanted you all to know futures are currently down 0.25%. It's not the end of the world, but hopefully they can pivot before the market opens. WWR. Hidden bullish divergence is starting to develop on the daily, where you made a higher low with a lower level of negative momentum on your MACD. On the 4 hour, no actual divergence, but you have some local divergence where the price was going down here, but the MACD was going up. Yeah, Fisker. We need to talk about Fisker. It's just in its own world right now. And also the technicals really don't matter on Fisker right now, and I'll talk about in a second. But I'll go to Fisker after this one. So your supports on WWR are 551, 480, and then 391. It kind of looks like it maybe is like curving up. Something like this. It's not perfect at all. A little bit hard to really chart it. Something, I don't really know. Like this maybe? You get the point where it's just making higher lows. You are showing some divergence. As long as you're over 550 on WWR, you're good. Let me go to Fisker real quick, because I did skip over that. Fisker was down today, and that's not surprising. I think Fisker pretty much just doubled within a month. You fall 4% after doubling in a month. That is very natural, supply and demand. It did have a nice move in the day though. The low of the day was 25 and it went to 29. That's like a 15% move or something. So it had a very nice move in the afternoon. And yeah, as long as this is really the support I'm kind of looking at, because you really don't have a technical horizontal support until 2361, which was your previous all-time high. The kind of support I'm looking at is this upsloping green line. If you connect the first all-time high to the second one, and then that also literally connects to the third move up right over here, this candle on February 25th. This green line, I think, is your support resistance right now. So try and chart that on your charts. We'll see if it plays out. It pretty much bounced off of that this morning. It wasn't perfect, but it kind of bounced off of that. I mean, other than that, like your resistance is $29. That's your 2618 Fibonacci extension. If you anchor from this high to this low, and it's just been coming up. It's went up to there twice and then it's pulled back. Technicals, it's like it just doubled in price. So, you know, the technicals were amazing right here when I put out the trade. At this point, it's really a coin flip for the short term. I'm obviously still very bullish for the long term, but you could see $20 before you see $40, right? So just keep all that in mind. Just had a very nice move. Give it some time, have some patience. It'll probably continue being volatile. Anything's on the table for the short term. So Pola is next. I like how MACD is moving back towards green when the price is going down, some local divergence. I don't think you have any support until like $11, like major support in terms of like horizontal price action. So I guess you're just hoping here that the MACD crosses over to green and you get some sort of a move with the. I feel like you're playing the MACD if you're trading this. In terms of technicals, I don't really see a pattern. It's a little bit gappy. Volume's kind of low. Let me check on the daily, just make sure. Oh no, the volume's not too bad. Never mind. You are showing some hidden, so there is some divergence. You're just really playing divergence on Pola. I mean, you're not out of support. You don't have a pattern. It's just all about the MACD. As long as that continues going back towards green, I think you're good. I mean, but it could still fall while the MACD goes up. SINO. This one's a little bit hard to tell. I don't like how it fell under 658. That was a major support resistance area. Yeah, oh my, that was your support literally from 2012 until 2015, and then when you fell under it, you just dumped. So I actually think that in terms of technicals, I think this might be a little bit bearish. I just don't see any support or pattern or divergence. If you're under 658, I think it might be bearish. Just being straightforward. But of course, I can easily be wrong. I'm just staring at a chart and I know nothing about the company. Sundial, it was up like 2% today, I guess. It's developing hidden bullish divergence, just kind of going sideways. I think you're just in a range between 125 and 156 on Sundial. Whichever way you break out will probably be telling. Twilio. No divergence on the 4 hour, that's just convergence where both the MACD and the price went up, RSI. Yeah, no divergence. Well, actually, on the daily, you could get hidden bullish divergence if the MACD crosses over to green. So that's possible. I think your support here is 376. That was your high over here, and then it was your support right over here last week. As long as you're over 376 on TWLO, you're good. And then resistance is just like 440-ish, I guess. Like these candle highs over here. Yeah, you're in the middle of a range with some potential divergence. HEXO. Let me go on the weekly for this one because it's pretty volatile. That really doesn't help. I like the rounding action right here. You have some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, on the MACD, and on the RSI, where you made a higher low on your price, but you made a lower level of relative strength and moving average convergence divergence, which is the MACD. It's just you're not really out of support. I'd say your resistance is 781. If you break over 781, you could definitely rally. And yeah, I would just say like you have a demand line, kind of. It's not that real. And then some divergence. You could be playing DSGT. I really don't know here. Not too sure. Max Car with the $5 donation. Appreciate the tip. CHWY might be a bullish cipher. Thanks. I'll take a look at it right now. Yeah, DSGT, I really am not too sure. Let's take a look at that, Max. So CHWY, honestly, I'm not too well versed with the bullish cipher. If I'm being completely honest, before I even look for the harmonic, I'll just tell you your support is $98 from this low over here. No divergence, kind of a little bit of hidden bullish divergence if you don't include this wick right here. Yeah, if you disinclude, if that's even a word, if you don't include this candle wick from February 23rd, you kind of do have hidden bullish divergence, but it's not super clear. But let's look. Said bullish cipher. Let me pull out my cheat sheet. That's one of the harmonics I don't really use ciphers. Alright, so I'm gonna use the cipher tool. Feel like you're talking about this. Let's see. Okay, I do see the golden retrace. Pretty much at a 113. And then are you at a 1272? Well, this was your 786 almost. I get what you're saying. I definitely do understand what you're saying right here. I think this is how you're looking at it. But that was I don't really think you got to a PCZ though. I mean, your 786 technically would be at $93. You went to 95. Did bounce off of it, but that was just a very weird wick. If you're playing the X to D to 786, if you're playing like a 1272 on this point right here, I mean, you're talking like right over here. You're talking like $91. So I'm just not. The first 3 pivots are correct, definitely. It's just the PCZ, like the end of the harmonic, is a little bit. There's a lot of room for interpretation, and that just kind of makes it confusing. Because different people will be looking at it in different ways, if that makes sense. But definitely, I get the pivots from here to here to here to here. I get this move definitely is cipher-ish. I don't even think that's the word either, but like this move, all of this, like this is definitely cipher-ish. It's just like this last wave of the harmonic is a little bit up for interpretation. I think as long as you're above $98, you're good. That's your support, and then your resistance, I would say, is like 115. You kind of up thrusted right there. You're just in a channel, in my opinion, between 98 and 115. Appreciate the 5. Thank you very much. If anybody else wants to send a tip or grab some merchandise, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. It'll pop up on the stream if you want to support the stream. That is CHWY. Let's continue down the list of chat requests. Nano Dimension, I have no clue. I think your support is like 950. Oh, look at that. So let me not draw. 20, wow, a lot of 20 is coming in tonight. Thank you all so much for the tips. Friggin' cards with the $20 donation. I got burned by Pfizer last time. What do you think about it now? Triple classic divergence on the daily. I also got burned by Pfizer. I paid so much money in call option premium because when I don't know if you're talking about the same trade I was in, but it literally just went sideways for a month. The chart looked great, but it just did nothing. Just went sideways. But I did get burned there. I just ended up stopped paying. I was literally just paying like a fee every single day. It was like a membership to own that call option. So stupid. I was just waiting every single day. But I'll definitely look at Pfizer right now. Nano Dimension. Look at this. Your support from 2018 right over here ended up being your support pretty much Friday. No divergence, no pattern, but your support's 951 as long as you're above that on Nano Dimension. Let's take a look at Pfizer. Yeah, worst membership ever. No amenities. Pfizer, definitely, you're 100% correct about the triple classic bullish divergence on the MACD on the daily. Also out of support. This is definitely a support. This was your low pretty much twice in September of last year, about 33.66. You're right at the support, pretty much almost to the penny. Let's check out the 4-hour. Also, if you don't include like this little island right here, you also have triple classic bullish divergence. I'm gonna say it's valid on both the 4-hour and the daily. That's just a very weird island. And you're at support. So you have divergence out of support, like the RSI. No divergence on the RSI. I mean, it probably just comes down to this. This is your make or break area. If you fall under this, you look for your next support. So next support, and since it's up there. This is your make or break area. If the divergence plays out, I think you're gonna have a pretty nice move to 35. If the divergence does not play out, your next support is 32. So this is a make or break area for Pfizer. You're 100% correct about the divergence. It looks nice, but it's been on a very, very nasty downtrend ever since like $43. It's just pretty much dropped. And I really want to see Pfizer start to make higher highs and higher lows and put in like a trend reversal before getting super bullish, because it's been showing divergence ever since like here, and it just hasn't played out. So definitely you want some sort of trend reversal signals, like in terms of like the actual price pivots. I appreciate the 5, I mean not the 5, the 20, sorry. Max and the 5, appreciate all the tips. Thank you very much for reading the cards. So that's Pfizer. We left off on Nano Dimension, so now we have Tattooed Chef. Futures dipping, yeah, they are. Even more. Now futures are down 1/3%. Definitely not optimal. That's probably the easiest way to put it. But again, just had a 2.5% day today in the market, so futures pulling back 1/3%. Not a surprise at all. Just watch them overnight. We'll see what happens. Like you could literally fall. Futures could be down 1% and you'd still be up 1% on the week on the S&P 500. Pfizer's been range bound for longer than I can trade, or I have been able to trade. Yeah, I think you're talking about this range pretty much from 2019 until now. But if we go on higher time frames, I would say it pretty much, yeah, I would say it entered a range around August of 2019, which was before I was old enough to trade. So, but there has been pivots below and under. So let's go to Tattooed Chef. I'm on the weekly. You could see it bounce off the 200-day moving average. Let's go to the 4-hour. No classic divergence. So pretty much it looks like it just bounced off the 200-day moving average. It's a little bit tough. I would say your resistance is 2275 and your support is 1971. Unfortunately, you're right in between both of them. So it's a 50-50. Don't have divergence on the 4-hour or on the daily. Really, it looks like a 50-50 here to me, if I'm being honest. DPW, I don't know. This one, it's just until you start making a higher high and a higher low, it's a little bit hard to try and catch a bottom because it's just been going straight down. So what you want to see, ideally, is it creating this and then making a higher low and something like that. That's what you want to see. NEO had an 8% day today. Kind of some hidden bullish divergence like class C, I think. MACD islands are the same low, but the price is a higher low. It might be class C or class B, regardless, you get the point. Skip this song, it's pretty much over. NEO, I like how it broke back above 48.68, which was your highs over here. You just want to stay above that. I don't see much of a pattern. You kind of have some hidden bullish divergence on both your MACD and your RSI, so that's nice. I like the hidden bullish divergence. Just not much of a pattern. MTP, this one's very volatile. I don't really know how well technicals work here, but showing some hidden bullish divergence developing on the 4-hour, the MACD and the RSI. And then if we go to the daily, you're also showing it, but it just started developing. You need a lot more. You need the MACD to wane a lot more to really confirm RSI to curl up more. Potential hidden bullish divergence if it does pivot here and starts moving. Otherwise, if it doesn't, your next major support is 177 if you fall under this this previous swing low of $2.10. So those are your two supports. Resistance, I'd say like 260-ish, around like 260, yeah. BNGO, no clue at all. There's no pattern, there's no divergence. I don't really see a support right here. Sorry, not too sure on that. ARAY is in an upsloping channel, showing, kind of looks like the S&P 500, showing a little bit of daily hidden bullish divergence on the MACD and the RSI. It needs to develop more, it's not confirmed. Appreciate the 60 likes. You just kind of, with the market, you got saved. We were falling under the channel, but you got back in. Hidden bullish divergence on the MACD and the RSI on the 4-hour. So a lot of hidden bullish divergence on the chart. As long as you're over $5 on this, you're good, but there is a 10% room for error. Earn, every single one of these I'm looking at was up today. Just I have so many lines on my chart. Earn, your support is 524. Break that, your next support is 481. Showing some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour MACD and RSI. This low does hold. You're also trying to hold the 200-day moving average. On the daily, could develop hidden bullish divergence, but it's way too early to call. You need the MACD to start waning more. So potential reversal area for Kern, but it needs to pivot. Like you want it to pivot pretty much right here. The IAC, great uptrend, but it is in a major resistance area. The resistance is pretty much like between $68 and $70 from 3 different highs. This high right here, this one, and this one, and you're back in that area. So this is a potential reversal area. If you break above it, you're probably going to continue going crazy, but just remember this is pretty much like a straight line up. I wish I was in this. So not too sure. You are showing some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour MACD. That's pretty close to confirm. Looks like it's just going to test it. Either you test it and break through, which would be great, you'd probably go crazier, or you cannot break through it and then you could probably dump. Make or break area. PISL, hidden bullish divergence developing. MACD on the 4-hour, on the RSI on the 4-hour. Not on the daily though. And your support is 296. And your resistance is 449. It is at the bottom of a support and a resistance. It's closer to the support. So, as long as you're over 296, you're good. OEG. A lot of hidden bullish divergence on like all of these charts. It's crazy. hidden bullish divergence developing on the MACD, on the RSI, on the 4 hour. On the daily, it's possible, but it needs to develop more. But no pattern. And I think your support is like 629. If you fall under 629, your next support is like 421. Oh look, it did try and hold 629. So you want to hold over 629. SWS, no clue, no pattern, no divergence. I don't know. This one, hidden bullish divergence. This is HYMTF. Hidden bullish divergence. Out of support, you are. I really think as long as you don't fall under this low right here, as long as you're over like $46, you're good on HYMTF. This is Hyundai. So that's that. Fubo has not been done. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate all the likes. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip, support the stream, just buy some merchandise. That's the pinned comment in the chat. Appreciate all the support tonight. I really get in the zone when I start charting. I'm just fixing some of the stream overlay. We already looked at TWLO. It's just in the middle of a range between 376 and 439. Well, not a range, but a support and a resistance. Oh, you want to look at TWLO again? Is it a harmonic? Like a bearish one? I'm not too sure. Again, oh yeah, we were looking at we were talking about this. But regardless, I don't like overcomplicating things. As long as over 376, you're good. Like truthfully, it's just making higher highs and higher lows. Saying for me to check my DMs. So you're going from right here. I mean, I guess so. But you still, regardless, you need to hold this low. It's like the same point, like with harmonics, without, you know, if you have a very clear support area where it was once your resistance and then your support, it's just, you want to hold that. And then, of course, if you ever break this high right here with the harmonic, you can go crazy. And then I would probably, if you ever did break this high, I would just use Fibonacci to target from this swing high to this swing low. 272, 1618, etc. Fubo, I think they have earnings tomorrow, so I'm not even going to really chart it. Whatever the reaction to earnings is will be the decision maker. There's not enough data on SCR for me to give you an answer. I just can't do anything with 3 candles. Would say your support's like $34.34 on WY. As long as you're over that, you're good. A little bit of bearish divergence, but your MACD can easily come back to green. It's not really building. Oh, either way, LGHL support is $3.04. As long as you're above that, you're good. Your next resistance is 420, but again, you're just in the middle of a support and a resistance. No clue here. No clue. Very weird chart. I don't know the company, so sorry about AIKI. If I had an answer for you, I'd definitely give it to you. I don't like, saying things I'm not too sure about. X had a great day today. This trade already hit the target for a 22% gain. It hit the target last week, so look, perfect. The entry was right over here, hit the target, and then it dunked, right? You got in, you got out, it hit the target, and then it just fell. And then it worked out great. So that's X. I mean, at this point, as long as you're over 1760, you're good. Mighty JB84 with the $6 donation, appreciate it. SCSN and ZLM, we can take a look at both right now. Okay, SCSN. Major support at 255. It was your resistance for literally 5 years, or 3 or 4 years. As long as you're over 255, you're trying to kind of hold it. As long as you're over 255 on candle closes, you're good. It's quite literally that simple. You don't really have a pattern, maybe a bull flag, but let's look at the 4 hour. No, I wouldn't even really say a bull flag, just doesn't. You have divergence as well. So you're showing hidden bullish divergence at a support, or around a support. So I mean, you definitely could manage your risk right here. It's not the highest probability trade in terms of technicals, but it's definitely tradable. I'll say that. Or your stop loss under these 2 little candle wicks. Hope the hidden bullish divergence plays out, and you hold over 255, and then just target this little resistance area right over here. It's tradable. You don't get a 3 reward to risk, but like a 2.5 reward to risk. Then ZOM also has hidden bullish divergence, where you made a higher low from this low to these lows up here, right? And then you made a lower level of negative momentum on your MACD and on your RSI. Let's go check out the daily. Also potential hidden bullish divergence, but you need the MACD island to, start developing or back down towards same thing on your RSI. See if there's any supports or anything. Definitely have a resistance at 247 and a support at 176. Look, it even bounced off of that on Friday. But you are in between a resistance and a support, so it is pretty tough to manage your risk. But yeah, appreciate the 6. What do we leave off on? This one, IOTA. It's a crypto. Wow, there's literally hidden bullish divergence on every single chart today, or developing hidden bullish divergence. Daily developing hidden bullish divergence on IOTA. Nothing on the 4 hour. Kind of looks like maybe like a symmetrical triangle. I think this is what it really is. Just price contraction going sideways. Pretty neutral. I think whichever way you break out will be telling. SOS was up 40% today, so I can't really give you an answer. That's a flip a coin. I have no clue. When something's up 40%, it's just hard to do what I usually do. Infinity Pharmaceuticals, you are showing some classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Your support is like 308, which was your candle high over here. No divergence on the daily though. So it's tradable. You could definitely manage your risk, something like this. Entry like right here, stop loss under the candle low from Friday, and then target around the top of the range. Pretty much get a 3 reward to risk. Not the highest probability trade, but it's tradable. It's INFI. Rev. Said the TSX. SCR. INSG. When Fisker dips, what price do you predict it will go to? I don't really do predictions, but your support, I can go show you real quick. Fisker, we talked about it earlier. So if you connect this first all-time high in July to the second one in November, and then just just connect the two. It also lined up with the third candle high from February 25th. I think this green upsloping line can flip into a support because you almost bounced off of it in the morning and then you went up like 15% intraday. So I think that's like your support. Your only horizontal support is 2370. That's just what happens when you have a crazy move. And final 4 tickers of the night will be REV, SCR, INSG, and then Riot. That'll be the final 4. Your support on REV is 954. Your resistance is pretty much 14 bucks, and you're unfortunately right in between them. It's a little bit hard to manage your risk. You have a local support at 1084. Okay. Not really divergence. It's not that clear. But I guess on the 4 hour, some divergence where it's like almost the same low. Technically, it's just convergence though because this low was lower. I guess you could argue hidden bullish divergence. I just think as long as you're over 11, you're good, but not much of a pattern. SCR on the TSX, hidden bullish divergence. How many charts have hidden bullish divergence? We already looked at hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour supports like 34.44. On the daily, potential hidden bullish divergence, but needs to develop more. I swear, like, how many charts have we looked at that look like literally the same? So as long as you're above 34.44, you're good. INSG support, it's like $13.86. I don't know if it's actually divergence. You could argue it, I guess. I just like how the MACD is going up while the price is going down. You're oversold on the RSI, or you just were oversold. As long as you're above 1386 on INSG, you're good. Riot, potential hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Your support is 41.41. As long as you're above $41, you're fine. Yes, there is literally room to the downside to $41, but it's really hard to play this based on technicals when it goes from like literally a few bucks all the way to $80. It's just, it becomes a 50-50 technicals. I know it's a lot of a crypto play, I guess, but technicals, I'm not too sure. It's up 23% today. 2 people want to look at NNDM again. I'll just finish it off with that. So you want to. Well, this is not hidden bullish divergence because it made a lower low, so no. Maybe I charted that on the daily. No divergence, I guess. So your support on NNDM is $9.50. It was your low from December 2018, and it was your low from Friday. As long as you're above 951 on NNDM, you're good. Here we go. We did it. And that should do it. I am out of breath. I don't know how many charts I just looked at, but it's a good amount. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit that like button and that subscribe button. If you support what I'm doing, join the Discord. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. Have a great night. Futures are down 1/3%. Just keep that in mind. Bitcoin pretty much is flat right now, even though the trade is up 9%. And yeah, it's like wind outside. That'll do it. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Have fun trading tomorrow. Trade safely. Sleep well. And I'm not going to be super active tomorrow probably on Discord and Twitter because I literally have classes all day. But I'll try my best to updates during the day. Regardless, I'll be streaming at the same time, 9 EST tomorrow night. So I'll see you then for sure. Awesome day today. 15 for 15 on the trades. So happy about it. And that'll do it. Peace out. What are we listening to? I'll just play the song I've been playing at the end of the streams. Alright, peace out everybody.
Another weekend, a new story. I found a diamond in the darkest mine. We started speaking, smooth talking, a tiptoe over the borderline. She left her lipstick on my cheek. I turned around, she vanished in a blink. She haunted me and I can barely sleep. I'm looking for, wait, that's her, stop that girl. Hey, there's been a robbery. She stole my heart and then took off on me. I said, hey, there's been a robbery. She stole my heart, she had enough of me. Everywhere I go, I put out wanted signs. I said, hey, there's been a robbery. I guess I'll never know. I've got a fever, a cold sweating. It's hard to make it through the day today. Empty-handed, right where you left me. A cig is filling up the ashtray. Still got her lipstick on my cheek. I turned around, she vanished in a blink. She haunted me and I can barely sleep. I'm looking for, wait, that's her, stop that girl. Hey, there's been a robbery. She stole my heart and then took off on me. I said, hey, there's been a robbery. She stole my heart, she had enough of me. Everywhere I go, I put out wanted signs. I said, hey, there's been a robbery. I guess I'll never know. She left her lipstick on my cheek. She vanished in a blink, and I can barely sleep. Yeah, so got her lipstick on my cheek. I turned around, she vanished in a blink. She haunted me and I can barely sleep.